Have you ever wondered why two traders, maybe even friends using the exact same strategy, can end up with completely different results? One ends up growing their account steadily, feeling calm and confident, and the other, well, they burn out, blow up their account, and walk away feeling like a failure. It's not just about skill, it's not about luck, and it's definitely not about finding some magic indicator that tells you exactly when to buy or sell. The difference is almost always psychological. In this video, I want to walk you through the psychology of trading. Whether you're brand new and feeling completely stressed, overwhelmed, or you've been trading for years and still find yourself making the same emotional mistakes. By the end of this, you're going to have a clear understanding of why your mindset is your ultimate edge and how you can start training it, day by day, to become a more consistent, confident trader. Picture this. It's early morning and the markets have just opened. If you're a beginner, maybe your heart is already racing. You've got a list of stocks or currency pairs you're watching. You feel a surge of excitement and a little dread. What if you lose money today? What if you miss a big move? What if you make the wrong call and regret it all day? And if you're more experienced, you might think you're past all that. But maybe after a long winning streak, you feel overconfident. You start taking bigger positions without really thinking it through. Or maybe you're coming off a big loss and you're desperate to make it back. No matter how long you've been trading, the market has a way of finding your psychological weak spots. And that's why we're here today, to unpack those hidden patterns and learn how to build resilience, discipline, and emotional control. Let's start with a simple truth. Trading is one of the most psychologically demanding activities you can ever do. It doesn't matter if you're trading Forex, stocks, crypto, or futures. The principles are the same. Because every time you put on a trade, you're putting your money, your security, your identity, sometimes even your ego, on the line. For beginners, this often feels like a roller coaster. One minute you're on top of the world because you caught a good move, and the next you're in a spiral of self-doubt because the trade turned against you. I remember when I first started, I'd check my positions obsessively. Every little tick made my heart race, and I'd keep thinking, if I just find the right setup, everything will be easy. But no strategy can protect you from yourself if you haven't built a strong mindset. For seasoned traders, the challenges shift, but they don't disappear. Instead of fear, maybe you're battling overconfidence. Instead of hesitation, maybe you're battling boredom or burnout. The truth is, your mindset evolves with your experience, but it never stops mattering. Let's talk about the four main emotions that show up in trading. First, there's fear. Fear of losing money, fear of being wrong, fear of missing out. You'll know this feeling when you hesitate to take a trade that fits your plan, or you close a winning trade too early because you're scared it'll reverse. Then there's greed. That voice in your head whispering, just a little more. Hold on, this could be the big one. Greed is what leads to oversized positions, ignoring your rules, and blowing up weeks of gains in one impulsive decision. Next comes hope. Hope that your losing trade will turn around if you just wait long enough. This is why traders sometimes hold on to losers, refusing to cut them, even as the losses pile up. And finally, regret. Regret over trades you didn't take or trades you did. Regret can be the most poisonous emotion because it makes you second-guess yourself constantly. These four emotions, fear, greed, hope, regret, don't care how many years you've been trading. They will always be part of the process. But you can learn to recognize them and manage them. Let's look at some specific challenges beginners face. One of the biggest is overtrading. When you're new, you feel like you need to be in the market all the time to learn and make money. So you end up taking trades that don't fit your plan, or maybe you haven't even made a plan yet. This leads to random results. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And because there's no consistency, you start to lose confidence. Another huge challenge is analysis paralysis. You might spend hours staring at charts, indicators, and news headlines, trying to find the perfect trade. And when you finally see an opportunity, you freeze, because you're terrified of being wrong. This is something I struggled with for a long time. I do all this research and then talk myself out of taking the trade. And when it worked without me, I'd feel frustrated and question everything. And then there's the belief in the Holy Grail strategy. This idea that if you just buy the right trading course or indicator, you'll never lose again. I'm here to tell you, there is no perfect system. Even the most profitable traders have losses. What makes them successful is their ability to follow their process and manage their emotions over the long term. If you're a beginner, the best thing you can do is focus on learning, building discipline, and getting comfortable with uncertainty. Now, let's shift gears to the challenges more experienced traders face. One of the most common is complacency. After you've had some success, you start to relax. You might stop doing the little things that made you consistent, like reviewing your trades or sticking strictly to your rules. Complacency is dangerous because it makes you underestimate the market. Then there's overconfidence. You start thinking, I've got this figured out. You begin taking bigger positions, ignoring your stop losses, believing you're invincible. This is often how traders give back months of gains in a single bad week. And finally, there's burnout. Trading is emotionally taxing. If you don't take care of yourself, you can lose passion for the work. You start going through the motions, making sloppy decisions, and resenting the process. If you've been trading a while, you probably recognize at least one of these patterns. It's important to stay humble and remember that no matter how experienced you are, the market will always find ways to test you. Let's be blunt. Ignoring psychology will cost you. It will cost you money. It will cost you time. It will cost you your peace of mind. I've seen traders with excellent systems lose everything because they couldn't control their impulses. Revenge trading after a loss. Doubling down on losers out of desperation. Overtrading because they felt like they needed to make back what they lost. All of these habits are psychological, and if you don't address them, they'll derail your progress again and again. So how do you build a stronger trading mindset? It starts with awareness. You have to notice when you're feeling fear or greed in the moment. One thing that helps is doing a quick mental check-in before every trading session. Ask yourself, am I feeling stressed about something unrelated to trading? Am I in a rush to make money today? Do I feel overconfident or hesitant? Simply naming the emotion takes away some of its power. Next, you need routines. Trading routines create structure and help you make decisions consistently. Some traders start their day with a short meditation or breathing exercise to center themselves. Others review their trading plan and visualize executing it calmly. And finally, you need reflection. After each session, take time to review your trades and your mindset. Ask yourself, did I follow my plan? Where did emotions creep in? What can I do better tomorrow? This process of reflecting, adjusting, and recommitting is what builds discipline over time. There's a trader I know who struggled for years with impulsive decisions. Every time he had a losing trade, he'd try to make it back immediately. His account was constantly swinging up and down. Eventually, he realized he couldn't keep doing it. So he started a daily mindset practice, 10 minutes of journaling and 5 minutes of deep breathing before he traded. He forced himself to follow his rules for 90 days, no exceptions. By the end of that period, he wasn't just more profitable, he was calmer, more focused, and more confident in himself. That's what happens when you take your psychology seriously. So let's recap. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned trader, your mindset shapes your results. You will face fear, greed, hope, and regret over and over. Beginners often struggle with overtrading, analysis paralysis, and chasing the perfect system. Experienced traders battle complacency, overconfidence, and burnout. The cost of ignoring psychology is huge, but the rewards of mastering it are even greater. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of most traders. because you're taking the time to understand yourself. Comment below and share, what's the biggest psychological challenge you face in trading right now? I'd love to hear your story and maybe feature it in a future video. And if you found this helpful, subscribe for more deep dives into trading psychology, discipline, and strategies to help you grow. Remember, the market will always be unpredictable, but if you can master your mind, you can thrive in any condition. Before we wrap up completely, I want you to really let this sink in. Trading isn't just about charts and numbers. It's about learning how you respond to uncertainty, to risk, and to the constant feedback loop of wins and losses. Most people never take the time to look inward. They think success is purely about knowledge. But the truth is, self-awareness is what turns knowledge into wisdom. So I'd love for you to consider this. What kind of trader do you want to become? Not just in terms of profits, but in terms of how you handle yourself. Imagine for a moment that you could trade without that constant knot in your stomach. Imagine feeling clear-headed, even when you're risking real money. Imagine approaching each trade as simply an expression of your plan, not a test of your worth. Because that's possible. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen by accident. But if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to reflect honestly and build habits that support your mindset, eventually, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. And if you're listening to this right now, it means you care enough to start that process. You're already different from the average trader who wants quick wins without doing any personal work. If you take only one thing away from this video, let it be this. Mastering trading psychology isn't a destination. It's a practice, a process you commit to every day. The more you practice, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more confident you become. And that confidence is what allows you to navigate the ups and downs without losing your balance.
Here's a question I'd love for you to answer in the comments. Really, take a moment to think about it. What's one mindset habit you're committed to building over the next 30 days? It could be journaling. It could be taking a break after every trade. It could be reminding yourself that losses are just part of the game. Whatever it is, write it down and share it. You might inspire someone else who's going through the same struggles. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I know it's not always easy to look honestly at your own patterns, but that's exactly what makes this journey so meaningful. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. I'm planning more videos like this, deep dives into trading psychology, mindset exercises you can actually use, and real stories from traders who've walked this path. And if you're ready to go even deeper, check out the resources I've linked in the description below. Until next time, remember, you can't control the market, but you can always control how you respond to it. Trade safe, trade smart, and keep growing.